Right, now this is, again, just one of those very quick sessions. It's just after the 1.7.1 update. Yeah, there's an update on the update, as there usually is. And I've just been doing my huge trailer that's been like a work in progress. Now I've learned a lot since, obviously, like the early days when I first just tried to stretch the thing. That's not a brag. It is just like anything. Practice makes perfect. I've literally torn to pieces so many vehicles now, because vehicles was always going to be my first look, but I wanted to start with placeables because it was more about the I suppose some of this is just reason as well on why I did what I did, why I've gone like the modding route. Doesn't seem to be doing the channel any good. We've got far less, but I did say this a few weeks back. The trouble is, it is what it is, and if it's the route you're going, it's the route you're going, and there's not really much you can actually do about it as to whether or not people are going to stay or go. Let's have a look at it in the shot. It may crash and burn. It does usually I think I've got my wheel positions wrong. Although that doesn't normally crash the game. It's going to be some of the physics. This has got moving parts. Because it is obviously I've already got the large one, but I wasn't mucking around with any of the physics with the... okay. It's not actually showing, so that means it's not loaded at all. Yeah. Oh, no, it has. Yeah, now you can see it's oh wow, I've got bits and bobs all over the place. It's not surprising. This is quite early on. I've tweaked around with quite a few things, but obviously we can see it. That may well crash and burn as well. Most things, but it is an awful lot longer. I have still got the door wrong, and some of the bits and bobs are obviously in the wrong position. Now, some of this I was comparing the original one and I was trying to grab all the points close together. The trouble is when you're a long way out, I was trying to get the the angles right, like that. I had them both like that, side by side, and I would look and I'd grab all the electrics and all the things, and then I'd make sure the positions were right. You can see that's a lot bigger than the standard Flegel that is my normal, and you can see that the tyres are all over the place. Okay, this is likely to crash and burn, but the recording won't. It's probably... Yeah, that's... right, okay. Well, that's strange, because I haven't added anything, so I must have missed something when I originally made this. So it is likely to crash and burn. It wouldn't work, but it's just so that we can all see what's happening. Now, the door definitely needs... I had that right earlier, I did, and now I've moved it and the positions look better. There's liable to crash the game. Yeah, in this, if you do this, it's normal. Oh, that's better than last time. No, it was at the point where I grabbed it. Now, we know the wheels are all wrong. This is just a basic proof of concept. I have got a large trailer that is now large. Most of the things are fairly all right. You can see that these are, everything has been stretched, and that it might sound really easy to do that. When I first started modding, I thought you'd got to do that in Blender. And then I tweaked a lot of things, and I found out actually you don't really need to go into Blender. But I mean, what I mean is you can stay in Giants, but you have to tweak a lot of things. You have to remove rigid body, and you're mucking around with scale, and then you've got to remember... Yeah, sorry, it's getting a bit technical, isn't it? Yeah. Now, this is where it crashed and burned before. This is where I had lots of red writing. Lots of red writing. Now, we know, obviously, this is not game ready. Not by any stretch of the imagination. But it is proof of concept that we've sort of got... Well, the wheels actually turn. They're just in the totally wrong place. Yeah, so it's... Yeah. Now, that's to be expected, but I've got to be honest. You've got bits of metal going in the ground. So that's why that's not working right. There were a couple of parts when I tweaked this that went totally wrong. Now, I can actually do that by grabbing the original one and then putting it back in. Yeah, one of the parts, which is the piece of metal that controls the pushing of the... Yeah, it's liable to... I'm just trying to see. This is a fairly hefty tractor. I'd just like to see if it actually... The fillet... I know we all know it wouldn't work. It's not really about that. This is about, can it be filled? Right, okay, so we've got BI Industries all over the place. So these are all of these elements. This is one of the most complicated mods that I've ever done. Obviously started off as a Giants, but it is no longer, because it is completely different. Once you start to rip something to pieces like this, it is no longer anybody's. It really is a fresh thing, although obviously Giants have done all the work on the physics and the moving and all that. I'm not in no way, shape or form am I trying to like say, oh yeah, this is all me, because it isn't. If it weren't for Giants, then obviously it wouldn't do this. But then I've got to be honest, almost all of the mods, okay, I don't think we can own this. I should have bought this. This is my test map, so really I should have really bought like lots and lots of stuff. I don't know if we can actually buy. Oh, we can. How much is that? Yeah. Oh, is that all? Absolutely, yes. Yeah, this is my test map. Silver Lake. It's because it is so tiny. It is beautiful. Obviously, when you're modding the last... Oh, okay, that's not too terrible. I'm sure we can scrunch that far. Right, just smooth that as well. Soften. Yeah, so I've got quite a bit of work left to do. I'm not going to do it now. I've been on this for quite a while. I'm going to do an episode now. Yeah, why is that not softening? Okay, that's interesting. It's because it's sort of the shop area, or it's because I'm close to it, or it'll, for our purposes, it will do what it needs to do. Just want to see the fill. I got the fill volume right. It should literally fill that not too badly. Oh, okay, I've got a bit. Well, yeah, the back door's not in the right place, so that would be true. But it's all my life. Okay. That's oh, that is quite hilarious. It's a little bit of an odd shape, that. It's, wow, okay, this is 40. Yeah, obviously, the other thing is, it says 47,000. This is me before I've actually tweaked and changed a lot of things. It is the huge trailer. You can see it's an awful lot to... Yeah, in fact, let's just buy a standard legal just to sort of show you... Yeah, my normal's gone. But so this is what it's based upon, which we can all guess. So if we grab that with the Massey and stick it right next door, you can see this is rather a lot bigger. Yeah, Giants are getting quite strange about the mod desk. They're allowing no change. I had to change all of my mod desks on all of my things because it said I did a test run on a couple of mods and it says basically that your mod desk is out, allowed mod desk 97. I thought, oh my life, that is a bit harsh. We're only allowed like one. We're not even allowed any errors at all. Yeah, so you can see it's considerably larger. Obviously the door, I say there's a lot of work for me still to do, but it is quite... I think it's not too far off a 70-tonner. It says high. I've only just stretched it longer. So if we stick it sort of like side by side where it would be, you can see that actually. Stick some lights on. Stick some light on. And yeah, if we look at this and go like down it like this and go to the end, we can at that point see, you know, this is the true end. Yeah, that extra bit obviously will also stick out on this one. So end to end, it's about another 15 foot long. So I'm not sure. I think that's not far off. So when this is all fixed and well, oh, my lights are showing. That is nice. Yeah, I've not got any lights on the other one. I might grab them from another trailer, but you can see the position's wrong. But these are all things. I've said this before, for those who've not watched this type of thing. In the i3D file, this light is a reference point, a little pointer, if you like. And I've got to be honest, if you've ever been in an i3D file, which is most sensible, sane people do not do that. Only wallies who are like, think, oh, it's a good idea to go into modding, let's go into modding, like do this type of thing. So it's really difficult to actually get this right. Now, this was a rough guess to get them roughly in the right place, and you can see that there's a lot of things that are going to need tweaking. Some of them might need deleting and re-adding because they don't all like to be rescaled. So yeah, I'm going to like grab them from the original and I'll remake them and then import them back into this and then save them back, because sometimes when you stretch things they do strange things to all manner of things. Yeah, like those wires, I have no idea where they should be. There, Yeah, that's there on the side there. Okay, right. Well, there you go. So this, just thought, yeah, quickly share. Obviously, we can see there's a wheel. Why did the wheel move that far? I just don't understand why it did. So one side is almost right, and the other side is totally wrong. Yeah, it is. I don't get that. I don't understand why that wheel is so far back. It will be me, of course, naturally. Well, that's not quite right either. That should be there. In fact, yeah. It's like the left side is totally wrong and the right side is almost completely right. Yeah, now you will see there's a bit of metal that's sticking out. This is that bit there. That's the bit that went totally wrong. And I thought, that's not gonna. Yeah, I mean, it's. Oh, we can't really tip out. I'm surprised. I mean, I knew that if I'd got it close enough, that most things would work. It's more about the movement. I did it early when all I'd done was create the i3D and did the stretching, and I'd like changed everything so that, yeah, because when you do an i3D, it's something's going to change, especially unless you do exactly the same. And I didn't know where to do what to do exactly the same, so I got a few errors, which basically meant I came into the game and it absolutely crashed the game. So yeah, just that is it. Just want to share with you my favourite thing that I've done. I've still got my telehandler to do. I don't know how. Yeah, it's still wobbling around, and I've got collisions in this. I just don't know. I will do it. I am gonna make sure I do it. But it's one of those things that it's one of those tasks. It's not important, so I keep leaving it alone. But yeah, the thing I am most proud of, and obviously this is actually based upon me doing the same as the modder that did that one. Yeah, the auto load, that one there. I've done the same myself, but I've only done the mover. It is completely done, and it's done from the Giants one. I've not like copied this modder's work. Well, this modder's copied Giants work, so it depends on how you view things. Yeah, I mean literally. This is me based upon the Giants one, but I've gone a little step further. I've put sides on it so that it really would have a capacity, because obviously it's got no depth. Literally, I mean, that modder put 10 tons on, so I've based mine upon the fact that that's probably not too far off, especially if you've got both belts out. But mine would have a lot more because I'm adding depth, like probably about 5 times, but I've not been greedy. I think I've done 27,777 litres storage. I've got a little bit down the bottom, and it does move right. In fact, yeah, I'll just show you this because I think a lot of people are probably interested in this. I'm glad we will do this. It shouldn't have any errors on this because I have worked quite a long time on that one. Let's just check. Yeah, that's yeah. I've got a one error with the something that's not quite right on this that should be there, and a bit of like swapping and changing and ducking and diving. But I think this is not going to be too long. I'm going to have a go again. You get sort of sick of like concentrating all the time, especially after a hard day's but again, this will be something I keep picking at until it's finished. But yeah, this I want to see with this. I mucked around with this. I'm not sure whether it'll let me do this. Whether I can jump in it. No, that's not the right one. It's that one. No, I can't. Okay, I did some tweaking of it yesterday. Because obviously we all know. I might actually change it to a tractor. I'm not sure if it'll still work. Because then the game will automatically let me enter. I think the designation is like that. So I'm thinking if it is, because the one thing I noticed, I've used this a lot, though not this obviously. This has just been tested. I've used the other modders, which I really do love. Oh yeah, no, this is. Hold on a minute. Why is your engine not starting? We have had you on before. Because I'm not doing the right key. Now, yeah, the one thing that I can't get to do, you'll note mine doesn't go orange like this mod does. It does all of the, I think, in fact, this is the first time I've tested this. And you will see it is a BI, and just have a bit of a walk around. I have got a new decal. well, with the help of Aria or one of the AIs, would knock this beautiful thing up. It looks a lot better than that in reality. It's the hand holding BI Industries. It was spelled totally wrong. I had to yeah, it's a work of love, because the AI seemed incapable of making things. Yeah, the one thing I've not yet to do is these side pieces go down. I thought I'd shifted that. I thought I'd move that down from the moving parts to here. Yeah, but I've got a little bit of work left to do. But yeah, this is yeah, the BI Industry is there, and BI the Move are there. So it is like we have been working on it. But yeah, let me just jump in and I shall show you. Yeah, the one thing that is a bit strange is mine doesn't show as like being on. In fact, let's just buy this one, because I'm sure this one actually shows as the engine's running. Now, obviously my engine is running. There's no denying this fact. But whereabouts did you go? Down here. But when this switched on, I'm sure the engine shows that it's actually running. Oh no, it doesn't actually. Well, there you go. Yeah, so it doesn't at all, so that's fine. Yeah, mine's exactly the same, that's fine. That is it. I just thought it showed like the orange, but yeah, you will see. Oh, it's a shame. In fact, I don't think it will let us put a light in, will it? I've got to do this, because it is my test map, so I really ought to do this type of thing. We want one of the big floodlights, because money is no object, as you can see, so we want a biggie. I think that'll provide enough light, definitely. Yeah, you will know that I've worked on this for quite a bit, because the one thing that was annoying me, yeah, obviously you can see the one thing that is right is wrong at the minute is those on this end are moving with the moving section. I thought I'd fix that, but maybe I didn't on this one. Maybe I did it in, I've got the, some of them are in the mod folder, and I might have worked on that one, but you can see that the one that is on the conveyor belt that is moving with the conveyor belt. Now that you might think, well, of course it is. No, this is modding. You trust me, you've got to be in exactly the right spot to actually do that. It's only the bottom one that I've actually done. Yeah, the top one, well, if you think about it physically, I couldn't put one on the bottom one because it's hidden inside the other and it pulls out. So yeah, unless you were like going to have one that popped up. But to be honest, the amount of extra, so all I need to do on this one is change that at the bottom, and this is ready to rock and roll with a little bit of capacity, which I love it. I think it's amazing, because obviously it can belt around the field. All I'd like to do is be able to jump in it, because then you can, because of how good it is at travelling, it doesn't get stuck terribly often unless you're going over ridges. I would not fancy your chances in ridges. But the other thing is, if you, let me just, no, it's that one. Yeah, that one there. That's the right one. Yeah, if you put this fully extended, which I haven't, for some reason I have not gone fully extended. That's the angle of me. Yeah, that's fully extended. So if you like, it's got fairly decent reach. I mean, you can sort of get, I was getting quite proficient on doing things like that. And if you like practice at it long enough, you can really swing to silos and swing to your, swing to your trailers like that, and then offload. And 30 tons a time, 27,777 litres. It's not a bad little thing, really. And I don't think I've been too cheaty either with that. I'm not trying to be, that really has, once I've got that fixed on the bottom, it's literally going to have depth. Now, the game may not show that, but I'm more worried about me doing this really, as in, like, would this work in real life? And if I put sides on that, then it would have depth. And if you put sides on that all the way up there, it would have depth. It could literally have 7 times the amount of stuff going up that conveyor belt, because it would then start to go up the sides. So you could store that until it got to the end there, and then of course it would just run at the single thickness again. So yeah, I think that this I'm going to like put in for mod testing at some point. I think whether I mean, well, I suppose I don't know. Well, the AGI pack's already done this. It's not like anyone. I'm using the proper Grimmy. We've done the BI Industries one, and we have gone with a completely different concept. But I've still got. It's a bit of a work in progress. But I just thought I'd do a bit of a mod update on like what is what we're working on at the minute. I've got to put lights on these, but they're usable. I'm getting all of the physics right on these first. I think actually this is the older one. My one in the mods folder is the one I worked on last, and I've got to get better at this. It's got a lower centre of gravity. I've put the wheels further out, and I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to make them go on the outside of this, and I may well put bigger wheels on. It's not unstable, but it's not. I can make it more stable. That's what I'm sort of like trying to do. So yeah, but that's it really. Yeah, I'm going to keep this brief. So all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on other journeys. And I'm going to say goodbye for now. Apologies for the silence. Yeah, my OBS window's not swapping. I wanted to make you sort of the first one. I showed this earlier, did a little video on this earlier. This is almost finished now. Just one tension belt. Oh, was it back? Oh, no, it's not. No. It's missing the eyelet. I have no idea why, because when I left this, it had all of its eyelets. Now it's got one missing. And one of the tension belts doesn't work, or the one that crosses to the top. So I'll check out why that doesn't do it. It's it's slightly bigger because it's now square. I've had to compromise. It's not what I wanted, and I know that it's not. Yeah, something wrong with the rotation. Rotation. But if I do the freeze transformations trick, it's like that's the rotation center. I have no idea why, because the rest of it's okay. It is a self-made, so it's not perfect in spacing, but it's not terrible. There's a few more at the top than there are at the bottom. The spacing got a bit wider. I might tweak that a little bit. But this is not the star of the show. No, I fell in love with the belt system that I'm using. I have got it. I think it shows you the modder's name and everything, because I want to give the glory to the idea of this one here by... Does it tell you who is it by? This one. That's difficult. I was hoping it would tell us the modder's name. Now, it should do in the shop. So let's have a look at belt systems. Yeah, I always like to give... don't get me wrong, I have not ripped this modder off. This is literally legit from... I'm going to put this in for testing later, because although I liked it very, very much... Why have you gone the entire range all the way down? Yeah, the quantum... does it say who it is by... Apologies, mod. That's some use in it. That's rubbish. Does it say if you go in? Does it give you the modder's name then? No. Right, okay, so there's a few things about it that as I was like using it, I thought, it's fantastic. It is really, but there was a few things that I thought, yeah, but it's not quite there. So, I've changed a few things. It's not tabbable. Now, I don't personally tab because I'm a content creator, but you will see that it does tab. Not only that, it's if I just go and tab to somewhere else, or quite a way away, I had to change it. Will look as a tractor, because a tractor is a vehicle you can jump into. Oh, I've not got a picture on that one. If I can find the right one, that is. Where is it? There we go. You can see it's now got enter. It didn't have that before because it's not enterable. Oh, I keep forgetting it's like not the normal like start engine malarkey. The other thing was it wasn't picking up from the ground. It was only picking up things like that. Yeah, that it will do the standard things, and I realise it's not a pickup belt. So yeah, I wanted to show you the channel members first, because you are always the ones that stick by me and watch the videos and all the rest of it. So I thought this is a sneak preview. This is going on the Modhub later. Now, obviously, we all know you can't normally do that, but you can now. If this has got capacity, I've also... The other thing that I thought was missing, it's not necessarily necessary, but I like it personally, so I can see what capacity this has got, because it's almost a little trailer now. So yeah, basically this is a proper pickup belt system, which the other one is too, but it's also got capacity. You can see it and you can jump into it, as I just showed. So I'm going to keep this really short. I'm going to add it onto my other one this morning, like that I did earlier. But I've really found this so invaluable because it's got a good range and it's got a massive reach it's almost like a baler stroke windrower that is also very, very reasonable. Even the 38 grand is still less than the price of a traditional, and it also travels quite well. It's got decent, yeah, it's literally, I mean, it'll never get up to the top speed, I don't think, because it's, yeah, not too terrible. I mean, what I'm trying to say is you can treat it as a vehicle. It really is that good. So, and of course you can still tow it with another one as well, and you can jump into it and you can tab as well. So yeah, just a few little tweaks I've made that I think is going to make this ease of life, and actually is really cracking. Yeah, I've got my new decal on this one as well. This is a bit pretty, this one. I like it. Yeah, so also these belts did used to move and now they're all stationary. That one moves with that. So I've got everything in the right place. No errors. It's fit for console, so I'm going to literally put this in later for testing with my other mods that I am waiting for, like, a response. But at least no response is not a bad response. Yeah, although I have had a few knockbacks with certain things, with Giants being rude and, like, saying not very nice things. And like saying spamming the mod up, or I have no idea what they're on about. I put like 3 or 4 mods in. I don't really think that's in any way, shape or form spamming the mod up, but hey ho, this is Giants. Right, yeah, so that is it. I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but that is now fully working. Yeah, it's spot on. So I love it, but a massive shout out to the modder who gave me the idea in the first place. I needed to tweak it. I thought it's nearly there, but I personally think I can improve on that. And again, I've only done the same as they've done. I've like literally tweaked the original, tweaked the decals. I've kept my colours. The colours are the same. I'm just keeping it state the normal grimy red and white, but the decal is obviously the BI Industries, the mover. I've given it its proper name, which I quite like. So yeah, that's it. All that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on my journeys and with my mods. Yeah, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.